Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
Man, I hope UConn loses. I just, I'm not a huge college basketball fan, but reading stuff like this makes me really want UConn to lose. If you haven't seen it, they're looking past Alabama already. It's the Crimson Tide's first Final Four appearance. They're playing the defending champions. They've won 10 tournament games in a row, all that stuff. So UConn can be cocky, right? The university is going out and removing light poles from campus because they're worried that their stupid students are going to climb these things and fall off and hurt themselves if they win. I'm looking at this a little bit differently. I think they think they're going to lose, and they're going to riot after they lose. So they want to get rid of all the things so they might hurt themselves. I don't know how you protect these kids from themselves. We like to burn couches at the University of Florida. That's what we like to do. We take couches and put them in like the student ghetto and burn them. That was fun. We would do stuff like that. Of course, we never won anything when I was there, so we just did that to be destructive morons. But that's a different story.
Number 6.
Even after all the previous bad behavior by AL.com, the smearing of 1819 news continues because they exposed, as journalists do, a pastor and a mayor, Bubba Copeland, who was cross-dressing in secret, writing slasher fiction of business owners in the city, attempting to convince people to become trans, using minors in the community in their memes about transitioning. So the people who pointed that out are the bad guys? I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. So some unemployed former journalists are even demanding politicians now ignore 1819 news. Well, the paper, AL.com, can't explain their previous coverage of Secretary of State John Merrill's sex life or Kyle Whitmire's gay panic over Roy Moore, or one of their reporters accusing me of being gay yesterday as a smear. Oh yeah? You must be gay. Are we like 6 years old? What's happening here?
Number 5.
No one lives in the newly drawn, racially gerrymandered 2nd Congressional District. Nobody lives there. I am convinced that it is just a vast wasteland where there are no people. Nobody lives there. Because they couldn't find anybody from there to actually run for Congress. And now it's becoming an issue. House Minority Leader Anthony Daniels, Democrat out of Huntsville, personal friend of mine, like him very much, is now addressing concerns about residency, highlighting that Shamari Figures, the other individual in the Democratic primary there, a front-runner in the 2nd Congressional District race, has been residing outside of Alabama for over a decade. He has a $1.2 million home in Bethesda, Maryland. Daniels claims he only established residency in Alabama shortly before the filing deadline in November of 2023, while Daniels represents Huntsville in the Alabama State House, hundreds of miles away from the district. So, is this really an issue there? I can't see how it could be. They both have the same problem.
Number 4.
Democrats continue talking about how unconcerned they are about illegal immigration. And in Alabama, we'll come back and we'll talk about that, about what Alabama's doing about some of this. But they're also arguing that crime doesn't matter, and they're sticking to this talking point, that natural-born citizens commit crimes too. And even liberal columnists are now noting how insane this argument is, but only because they think Republicans will, quote, seize. Yes, they're using the word. It was a meme, and now it's a word. Republicans seize on all the people being murdered by illegal immigrants. You bastards. How dare you point it out? But illegal immigrants continue massacring citizens to rile up the security bombs, I guess. That's what the whole point of this is. And they will vote on stories that will, quote, almost assuredly be rolled up in TV, print, and digital ads and marketed to voters, end quote. Yes, people will talk about what's happening. Those monsters.
Number 3.
Union bosses straight up attacking Governor Kay Ivey as Ivey continues to push against unionization in the state's auto industry. United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain, a very vile guy. You ever heard this guy talk? Holy cow, what is wrong with this dude? I mean, I get it. I'm a Teamster, that kind of stuff. Okay, great, whatever. I'm a union guy. He says, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey recently dared to say that the economic model of the South is under attack. She's damn right it is. It's under attack because workers are fed up with getting screwed. If you're a worker at one of these plants and you're thinking about unionizing, better ask yourself, what is the union's idea here? Is it to get you more money? Is it to get them more money? or is it to kill Alabama's auto industry? I think it's the third one. I think that's the goal here, is to kill the auto industry for the union workers up north.
Number 2.
The Biden administration told yet another lie. We could just stop right there. Of course, I could just do that every day and just say the Biden administration told a lie. And then they'd be like, number 6, the Biden administration told a lie. Number 5, the Biden administration told a lie. But they told a lie here about energy policy after canceling the refilling of our strategic petroleum reserve by purchasing 3 million barrels of oil for the SPR, citing increasing prices caused by his policies. Now, again, just listen to this. The SPR holds oil for emergency situations, like war with Russia or Iran or whatever. Has 363.6 million barrels of oil, a 43% decline from 2021 when President Biden assumed office. And he initiated a drawdown in late 2021 as part of efforts to address elevated fuel prices. Elevated fuel prices are the reason why they can't fill it now. So did it work? No, it didn't. And now he's lying.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Alabama's Laken-Riley Act. This is a attempt at enforcing immigration law, and it's good. Alabama's gone down this path before, so they, I think, know where they probably should go and what they should avoid if they're going to do this. But Alabama's Laken-Riley Act is moving through the legislature. They had a public hearing about it. They did not vote on this, and the opposition is exactly what you would expect it to be. You're hearing stuff like, well, your citizens commit crimes too. Yes, we are aware. I'm aware that American citizens commit crimes. But here's the difference. Laken-Riley would not be dead at the hand of an American citizen. The guy who came in to kill Laken-Riley does not kill her if he is not allowed in the country illegally. Now, might he have been killed by someone inside the country, or she? Yes, that's very possible. Well, it's not very possible, but it is possible that it happened. But it didn't happen. So if we're importing murderers and then making the argument that we have our own murderers, well, my argument is we have murderers at home. We don't need to import murderers. We have our own. We don't need them. So I think that's an argument in favor of doing something about this. But we're getting the other arguments that we see from State Representative Tashina Morris, a Democrat of Montgomery. She suggests that law enforcement can't be trusted. Ah, yes. Quote, we're going to sit here and act like we don't understand the history. Yes, that's right. Cops are racist, so therefore we can't enforce the law. Other opponents suggest that illegals assaulted by other illegal immigrants will be unlikely to call the cops over their legal status, and that would lead to racial profiling. But it's still expected to pass this session. And again, I just want you to highlight something here real quick. Just listen to me. Just bear with me for a second. Close your eyes and just listen to the words I'm about to say, especially if you're driving. Close your eyes and listen to me while I say this. One of the arguments against passing a bill like this is that illegal immigrants in our country are being assaulted by other illegal immigrants, and therefore we can't pass a law that enforces illegal immigration because the illegal immigrants who are being assaulted by other illegal immigrants will not call because they're all illegal immigrants. Well, just open up the door then. I mean, just let them all in, because this sounds like a great idea. They're basically telling you there's a massive amount of assaults taking place in this community, and they're worried that they won't call the cops if you're going to do something about it. Holy cow, what a terrible argument. Let's take a quick time out. We will continue here. You can jump in and voice your opinions on the 7 things or anything else. You can also get in for 10 with him a little bit later. Ask your question now, right now on the QC Kinetics free speech phone line at 866-494-WVNN, or you can text us on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line. And become a pest right now. Man, why aren't we saying that? That's a pretty good line. Become a pest right now, 925-494-WVNN. And you can also email us, dale@WVNN.com. That's the downtownrescuemission.org email inbox. You can do that right now. Take advantage of all of these great opportunities to get involved, and we shall return.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 things you should be talking about today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.